Hi garden friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Era and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I garden in Georgia, Zone 8A. It's Sunday and it's time for a Sunday walkabout. So for these walkabout videos, I'm just going around the yard and I am looking for things that I need to do, things I need to point out, little tasks that I need to do, or anything I need to show you that I felt that was worthy of a walkabout. Now, as you can see, I'm at the front of the house today. It's been a while since I've been at the front, but there's still a lot to do here. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is like every other day, I'm going to be pulling some weeds. A lot of weeds popped up in this front bed, guys. I had sheet mulched this thing, and I had put cardboard, I had put leaf mulch, and I put the regular mulch, and this particular weed here, and I think somebody told me it was wild violet or something like that. They are just popping up, and I can't do anything but just come and just pull them. So like I mentioned in a lot of my other Sunday walkabouts, it's one of the hardest ones to pull because you really have to grab the root. But I do have like a weed grabber that will definitely pull that out. But for the ones that I can try, because the soil is still kind of wet, guys. We have gotten rain consistently, and we're going to stop getting rain for a while. So this is a perfect time to keep pulling your weeds while you can, because a certain time is going to come where you don't want to be out here pulling any weeds. So all I'm just going to do is for the ones that I can pull. Now this one is a little bit spiky, so I won't be pulling that with my hands right now. But for anything that I can pull, I'm just going to come in here and pull it. And then I'm just going to try to re-mulch. And it's always this guy here. You see, most of it is him. And as you know, I don't want to spray anything in here, but it's really, really hard because you want your beds to look nice, but you also want to protect yourself, your health, and the pollinators by not spraying poison. But it doesn't look good when you have so much weeds in the beds, guys. So that's the first thing I'm going to be doing on this Sunday walkabout. Just coming up in here and grabbing anything I can grab that's easy. And then I'll go back inside and get that weed puller and pull it out. Next up, guys, is putting down cardboard to continue working on this slope bed. If you remember, this is where I had my pansies and violas for the fall. And this is a work in progress bed, guys. It's not a very established bed. First, I had a cute little bed in the front, and I realized I just need to make it from the driveway to the tree. And I've run out of cardboard. So I need to go to either ask some of my family members or probably just pull up to the Dollar General parking lot and see if they have any free cardboard in the back, because that's where I get a lot of my cardboards over the years. This is a process that has worked really, really great for me. Because I have such aggressive weeds, guys, I really have to put I can't put just newspapers. I can't just put regular paper. I have to put them thick cardboard down. And as you can see, I kind of lay it over each other. I don't want to be able to see anything underneath there, because if I can see anything through these cardboards, that means the weeds can come through. So I've run out and I just need to get some more. And as you can see, the bed is from all the way here, all the way here, all the way here, come all the way down to the driveway area. Now I salvaged some ajuga. You guys know I love ajuga, and I couldn't see myself destroying or covering or smothering these ajugas, even though I have a lot of ajugas somewhere else. I just love them so much. I just couldn't see myself destroying them. So I kind of moved them, and I'm going to put some ajuga going all the way down here. So it'll be a nice little ground cover at the side of the driveway, guys. So that's the next step. All right, guys, so next up, I still need to finish this little rock project I'm working on. If you remember, I actually bought some river rocks right here. These are all river rocks, but these ones here, the big ones, these ones are free. These ones I've gotten from all over my yard. Whenever I dig a hole and I happen to hit a rock, I pull that rock out, I put it to the side, and I add it here. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because, like I mentioned earlier about the bed, this cardboard bed here, this bed stays wet. And the reason it stays wet is not because it's on low, because it's on a slope, actually. The reason why it stays wet is because of the downspout. When I collect water from my roof and it comes all the way down, the water comes right here and it comes all the way down. So it has a little bit of erosion, so I had to put the rocks there, and I also did it to filter out the water before it hits the actual bed, so the bed doesn't stay soggy, but it stays wet. So I've been working on this, and it's just hard sometimes finding rocks. I'm always out here digging up, looking for rocks, so I just still have this area here to fill in, right here. Anywhere you see the black landscape fabric, I still need rocks. So I'm holding out to find some more free rocks. But if I don't find enough free rocks, I'll just go to the store and buy a bunch of other river rocks and fill it in and be done with it. Because you know what, guys? Here we are in June, and this should be done. I should not be still working on this. But as you know, life happens and all these things come up. But this is what the rock area is looking like right now. Hopefully, I finish it by the end of June. Not sure if you noticed, guys, but I moved some of the plants from the foundation bed and brought them here. Now, when I showed you that foundation bed, this is where I had these guys. This is the Florida Elysium. Got these for $21 in Home Depot like 5 years ago, and they have done really, really well growth-wise, but their growth pattern is not conducive. They kind of grow every which way direction. Now, I know there's one called Banana Appeal that actually grows a little bit more uniform. This guy just grows all over the place, and no matter how much you prune, it lays down, it gets beat up in the winds, and it does get a little bit burnt if it gets too much sun. So I moved it from the front yard and replaced it with some Clairas. Now the Clairas are going to need a little bit more sun, but I've had Clairas there before, and the Clairas were doing well. But these guys here are the Florida Elysium that I moved to the side yard. And this is the side yard. Moved to the side yard underneath this tree because they are a shade perennial. Not sure if you saw when I was working on this shade bed, but it is pretty much done for now. And I am just checking in on the plants to make sure everybody took really well to the move and everybody's looking great. It's been raining, so they've been settled in with rainwater, which is always better than water from the hose. But they are all looking great. Nobody's drooping. Nobody has any holes in them. Nothing's eaten at them. Things are even flowering. And I'm liking what I'm seeing here in this shade garden. As you know, I am working on this whole bed here going all the way up. And the plants that I want to put over here, I can't put them there right now because you know who, Tree, he's still there because I am just flabbergasted by the quotes I'm getting for these trees. So like I say over and over, I'm just going to wait until slow season comes and see if I can get a really good deal to cut that tree down, because I can't pay $2,500 to cut a tree down. I just cannot do that. So here I am in the Mailbox garden, and I have this beautiful dolly here. This one is supposed to be the motto based on the marker that I had for it when I bought it. And it looks really, really nice. Looks like I'm going to have to stake it. The dahlias are not very tough when it comes to standing up, especially when they're out here in a mailbox garden, that they're getting susceptible to the winds and stuff. But I'll put something there to stake it up. Otherwise, the mailbox garden has a couple of weeds in it, like everybody else. You know, so all I'm doing is that I'm coming in here again and just pulling the weeds as I can, guys. It's a constant thing. There's never not weeds in my beds. Some weeds are more aggressive than others. This one is mostly grass, though, and it's because of this. The grass is creeping from the actual lawn. But look, you see my autumn joy sedums. They're looking great. You know, I try to stay with the positive. This guy here is the Alfred Sisley rose out here in the mailbox garden, looking nice. Really nice, and all the other autumn joy sedums are looking great as well. I've also got some roses out here that I have cut back, so they have already put some new growth on. I'm seeing some blackening here, so I need to decide what's going on here. I need to cut that off and then kind of spray it to make sure there's nothing more serious than that. But otherwise, guys, the garden here in the mailbox is looking great. Finally, guys, I am checking on my hanging baskets. It is looking great, even though I keep forgetting to water it because it's in the shade. It has not been, burned out or getting burnt up in the sun like it should. But we're going to be getting really, really hot this week, guys. We're going to be in the 90s, and the hanging baskets won't be able to do too much without us. But they are looking great. Here I have two types of begonias in here, and I have a dichondra, and it's not looking bad, guys. It's not looking bad. I did this a couple weeks ago and it's holding up. So here's one. Here's another one right here with some creeping Jenny and that same begonia. I'm really, really beginning to really like this particular begonia. It didn't have a name. It just said orange begonia. I got it from Walmart in a hanging basket. They had 4 plants for $14.88, and I divided it, or split it up, and I put it in different containers, and it has done really, really well. Now they did say it took sun or shade. I'm not going to risk it and put it in too much sun, but it's looking great in the container so far. And then here's the other container, same like the first one. So this really nice begonia here with the pink flowers and the dichondra. I really like dichondra. I want the dichondra to like me back because it doesn't perform the greatest. When I first bought it last year, I had this big thing in my head. I was going to have dichondra falling down on the side of each of these things, but it didn't really work out. But I think also it's because I really wasn't staying on top of watering it, but also because I had it in the blazing sun, and there were times I just didn't want to come outside, but these are going to be in shade this year, so let's just see how they do. But so far here in June, they're looking really nice. Here are a few more. This one is with the Persian Shield. Persian Shield loves the shade, and this is doing absolutely amazing. I didn't have much going on because these baskets are hanging baskets. They're not really big, so I don't want to put too much in these things, especially since they dry out fast. And the more plants you have in the basket, the more they're going to be fighting for nutrients, and the more you're going to have to really water it. So I only have the Persian Shield and the Jenny in here, and it's looking great. And then up here, I have that same orange begonia here with some ivy. And it's looking great too. So that's one thing with the hanging baskets, guys. You have to be ready to be always watering, or else they just won't do well. So that is pretty much for this week's Sunday Walkabout, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you work on Sundays or anything that needs to be done in your yard. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted on all my new videos. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.